Hi! I'm alive! Yay! I know I don't really sound like me too much. I'm still sort of getting over this thing. It's going to be probably a few more days yet until I'm totally in the clear, but I'm back to make videos. Moo's glad to see me up and around too, and now that I'm up and around, she wants all of my attention, but that's okay. I'm here, I'm back. I'm so excited to be doing my 200th video right now. I wanted to wait until I had the ability to really speak before I could do this video, because I wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for following me for these 200 videos. I know some of you have been here for every single one of them, and I am so appreciative. You have no idea. I really, really love that you're here. I love the comments everyone makes all the time, and in support of me, liking my videos, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for that. It means so much. As we've talked about before, I'm going to be switching gears a little bit now. So you'll see every time I do a video in the future, it's going to be on one particular topic, or maybe just a couple of topics, but one particular topic each day. I want to be able to cover something every single day that's a little bit in depth on something, like the Nutritarian nuggets I've been doing in my last few months of videos here. I want to do that kind of content very regularly so we can all kind of study together and learn more and just keep these concepts in our minds so that we can eat as healthy as possible. Of course, you guys have seen my stuff on Instagram. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I think it's very inspirational to look at, because I even look back at a couple weeks ago and I go, oh, I ate that. That's a really good idea. I should have that again, or whatever. It gives you some good ideas for little things that you can eat here and there. And they're very simple meals too. Nothing fancy. Real simple. I might make them look a little bit fancy, but it's just really simple Nutritarian ingredients. So check that out if you haven't already. It's a very easy way to keep up with that. If you don't use Instagram, you can also use Facebook. If you like my page on Facebook, you'll see those as well, because those get sent over automatically from Instagram every day. So you can follow me there if you use Facebook more. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That's the way that you support me. In the future, as I said, I'm going to be releasing products. I might even be starting a Patreon page, which is a page where you can support me on a monthly basis to continue this type of stuff if you really find it useful. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do that or not, but we'll see. I may. Uh-oh. Okay, we've got we've got a little... We need to pick this one up. She's been really missing my attention lately because I've been a zombie on the couch for the last week. But I did catch up on a lot of Netflix, so if you want to know some good stuff to watch on Netflix, I can let you know. This flu this year, I've heard so many bad things about the flu. While I was gone, you guys, I did everything I could to have as much greens as possible. I had smoothies all the time. I had a lot of oatmeal with berries, things like that. I had some big Buddha bowls. You can see on my Instagram some of the things that I ate. I don't always eat exactly what I put on Instagram, but I do a lot of the time, so you can get some good idea for what I have been eating. I did end up getting some Thai food one day, so I had about 2 or 3 days worth of meals there. Just because I was like, oh, I don't want to make anything, so I just ordered in. We got some cookies one day from Trader Joe's and had those, but mostly I just kind of ate whatever I had in the fridge. Also, what I'm trying to do right now is use up everything I can in the freezer. So I have a lot of frozen broccoli, frozen green beans, peas, frozen things, artichoke hearts, and all these different kinds of things that I'm going to try to put into the rotation for my Buddha bowls for the next couple weeks or so, and use up as much as I can in my freezer so I can make some room. Where are you going, Moo? So I want to use up some room in my freezer so I can have, excuse me, some more room. Probably have some soups in there that I have left over. And then as far as me updating you guys on what I'm eating and stuff, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet. I might put that on the Patreon page, which is going to be, it's a separate website where you can get exclusive videos, exclusive content. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet, but it's kind of like a way I've been thinking of showing what I do on a daily basis as far as what I'm actually eating. In real life. A lot of the times, as I said, it is the Buddha bowls and stuff that I'm putting on Instagram. Okay, you gotta go. You gotta go. A lot of the times it is what I put on Instagram, but then sometimes it's not. I just want to eat something else. So I'm trying to figure out how to do the content exactly, but you guys just follow along with me every day on YouTube, and you'll have the most up-to-date information on what I'm doing and how I'm going to be delivering all this awesome content. The part I'm the most excited about is having very focused content every single day about specific topics. I think it'll be really easy to digest, pun completely intended on that one. And we'll be able to just kind of like work through these separate little issues all the time and learn more and more and more on each specific thing. So that's basically where I'm at with that right now. So I'm going to show you guys the videos of what I had right before I got sick, and then I'm going to do a little Nutritarian nugget, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. I'm feeling really good still for my first after the vlog series. Okay, 2 quick notes I forgot to mention. One thing I've been meaning to tell you guys about is this sickness that I had and what I think happened. I haven't been sick in years. I think it's been about 4 years or something like that. I rarely ever get sick, and I think it has to do a lot with the vegetables that I eat and all the immune boosting foods that I eat, etc. Whatever. But when you actually get sick, it makes you like, what's wrong with me? Why can't my body fight everything off? You know, usually when I get sick, I'll be sick for about a day or a half a day. I'll feel it come on, kind of. I'll be like, am I getting sick? And the next day, it's nothing. Okay, it's gone. So this time I was really surprised to actually get a full-blown flu. Everyone's been talking about how it's been really bad this year or whatever, but I think actually what happened is something that's happened to me many times in my life before, where I get sort of like my lungs. I think I have bad lungs, not the greatest, strongest lungs in the world. I grew up in a smoking household. I've always had difficulty with my lungs, but I notice sometimes if you know how when you go for really tough, intense exercise and your lungs are burning, they like burn really bad and you're like, oh, I'm out of shape kind of a thing. That's what happened to me on the hike I did on, I think it was Wednesday. My lungs were in bad shape. There was a lot of dust on that, the trail going up there, so it really messed up my lungs a little bit. When I have this feeling where I'm coughing for the next day because my lungs aren't in shape or whatever, that's a time where I have always been very susceptible to getting sick. Even if I didn't even come in contact with too many people, a lot of times I'll get sick. I remember getting sick a lot of times back in the day when I used to sing a lot. I really like to sing. I'm not good, but I like to sing really loud in my car. So when I used to do this a lot, sometimes I would get sick afterwards because I was like damaging my vocal cords and like allowing this damage to be in there, and then things would creep in and be bad or whatever. I know that sounds crazy, but it's happened multiple times. That's how I know it's a thing, for me at least. So when I sort of overdid it with my lungs the other day when I went for that hike, then I had to do a bunch of errands. So I was at like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. I went to all these different places, and I was in contact with a lot of people, a lot of public spaces, and I know that's when I contracted it. My lungs were not in the super tip-top shape they usually were, and that's how I got it. I think that definitely contributed to the fact that I got the flu even, and also that it's probably just a really bad, serious year for flu, and this really bad strains are going around, etc. And I've really tried to get a lot of vegetables in while I've been sick, and lots of green smoothies and stuff, even though I hated the flavor of everything. Like, I couldn't even taste water. It was so disgusting. But I was really trying to stay hydrated and keep having vegetables and stuff. And I think that kind of is what, kept it to just a few days for the bad part of it, 4 or 5 days, and now it's kind of just trickling on its way out. So I'm not really sure. I just wanted to give that kind of information to you guys because that's something that's happened to me. Maybe it's helpful to you. And the other thing I wanted to mention, I forgot to say, is that I sort of reworked a little bit in my mind what my videos are going to be now. So as I was talking about, they are going to be these daily videos about different one-off topics here and there, like I've been doing with my Nutritarian nuggets. But I think I'm also going to have a day where I do a recipe. I'm going to have a day where I do maybe a recap of things I cooked that week or whatever. So I'm going to have different days. It's not always going to be the same thing, but it will be one video every day on a specific topic. But it's not always going to just be a Nutritarian nugget. It's just going to be a kind of like a big hodgepodge of different things that are going on. At least at this point is what I'm thinking. So just wanted to let you know what you can sort of expect, and you'll see it as we go. All right, here's what I ate. Green smoothie for breakfast, only it's brown because I put raspberries in it. I have not kicked this cold yet, unfortunately, so I'm going to just try to have as many veggies and water today as possible. These are tofu fries, and they are delicious. TGIF, guys, I'm all cozy. I made a little treat. This is carob peanut butter oatmeal with berries and cherries and coconut. I just wanted something yummy. It's cold and rainy out, and so I'm cozy. How appropriate that on the last video I'm ever doing, I got really sick. I have a bad cold. So for dinner tonight, we're just having green smoothies. Hey guys! Alright, our last Nutritarian nugget. This one has to do with the pleasure trap, which is mastering the hidden force that undermines health and happiness. Okay, that sounds like something that is going to be interesting to you. You should definitely get this book. This author, Dr. Doug Lisle, and Alan Goldhammer, these two guys, they run this, it's like a water fasting place where you can go there. It's in California. You go, you can fast and really jumpstart your journey towards health. And so I saw Dr. Goldhammer speak at a conference here in Vegas over the summer, and I've seen Dr. Lisle on video. These guys are amazing. They're amazing. Find one of the videos. You know, I'm going to link down below one of the videos that Dr. Doug Lisle does. It's real short. It's only like 15 minutes. It'll change the way you think about stuff. So you should definitely pick up this book. The way that they talk about stuff is just so obvious. You're like, why haven't I thought of things like this before? And it really starts to open up some things. So there's a foreword by Dr. John McDougall, who, if you don't know who he is, he's another one of these whole foods, plant-based kind of guys. He's more about starches, about potatoes and things like that. All of these guys kind of have similar ideas about food. Dr. Furman, Dr. McDougall, whatever. They just kind of have different things, like this guy's about potatoes, this guy's about no fat, this guy's about this, but they're all about sort of healthy eating. So I want to introduce you guys to this work here. I'm going to read you only just a little piece right now from the foreword by Dr. McDougall. So it's just the way that he says this stuff that really makes me go, oh, if people would think about it this way, it'd be so different. So let me read this here from page 10, page X, Roman numeral X, and this is from Dr. McDougall in the foreword. And it's more than bad eating habits. Probably 98% of the people I see in my practice tell me they have bad eating habits, and therein lies the problem. They think of their troubled relationship with food as a simple little habit, rather than a life-destroying addiction. In reality, this is behavior that causes pain and suffering greater than tobacco addiction, alcoholism, and heroin dependence combined. Eating the wrong kinds of food is leading cause of death and disability in the Western world, resulting in obesity, heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, stomach pains, headaches, and constipation. Yet we treat food merely like a bad habit. After all, everyone eats the rich Western diet, even chefs, doctors, and dietitians. Thin, apparently healthy people do too. It's served in hospitals, schools, restaurants, and the nicest homes worldwide. How could something so widely accepted be a problem on the magnitude of heroin, alcohol, and tobacco? One major difference between food and substances such as alcohol, tobacco, and heroin is that most people, especially those not under the influence of these substances, can see the insanity in them. However, the actual users or abusers of these substances are rarely free to see the harmful effects of their addictions. Think about the most insurmountable obstacle that would confront a drug-addicted person surrounded only by other addicts to tobacco, alcohol, and heroin. They might actually consider their own addiction as normal and not see any need to change. Unfortunately, when it comes to food, 99.9% of the people living in developed societies are caught up in this damaging behavior, making it especially hard for someone wanting to kick the habit and become healthy. Does it sound familiar to you? In addition to the overpowering influence of friends and family, there's aggressive advertising by the food industry far greater these days than the promotion of alcohol and tobacco. Increasingly, what do you find on supermarket shelves? Junk, junk, and more junk. You can add this to the food served in almost every restaurant and fast food eatery. In The Pleasure Trap, this book, you will learn how these foods are actually addictive, that they hijack the brain's pleasure pathways in the same manner as addictive drugs. It's a devastating trap, but those willing to mount the proper degree of effort can outmaneuver these landmines too. People addicted to powerful substances are slaves. They cannot leave these substances alone, regardless of the havoc that is wreaked on their lives and the lives of the loved ones around them. They're in denial, and part of this denial is that they cannot admit they're out of control. The key to solving uncontrolled battles with food is to recognize the real power it has. Just as an alcoholic in a 12-step program must admit we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable, people overpowered by modern artificial foods must come to this realization. Ask any cigarette smoker how they quit. They were never successful while thinking they merely had a bad habit. They will tell you success came from putting every single ounce of energy they could muster into breaking free of their addiction. So if you want to win your battle over food, you must muster that same energy. Stop thinking you merely have bad eating habits. Get better acquainted with your adversary, your obstacles, your demons. Learn to master them. The way forward is mapped out in the pages that follow. Ta-da! That's it, guys. That's what I'm always trying to talk about. That's what I'm always trying to bring attention to. The word addiction is a dirty word. The way that we say it in the society is, oh, only heroin addicts, only drug addicts, only cigarette users, only alcoholics. These people are like this fringe on the society that we don't really, try to socialize with, and we're not like them. We're not them. But these guys argue, and I argue as well, that we're almost all of us are addicted to food in this way. If we're Americans especially, you can see like 70 to 80% of Americans are obese, overweight, definitely have a weight issue. That number of people, like that percentage of people shows that almost all of us are there. We're almost all in that same boat. Even me, someone who's at a decent weight right now, I've always been a food addict in different ways, and my body metabolism and the way my body deals with foods maybe was a little bit better than some other people that led them further down the path to gain 100, 200, 300 pounds. But for me, as someone who was always 30, 40 pounds overweight, always, for my whole life, and I always had these behaviors of hoarding and binging and things like this that you wouldn't think. You look at somebody like me at the weight that I'm at, like, oh, she has it easy. It's so easy for her. It has never been easy for me, ever. Like, I've always not been happy with my body. We've talked about this before, this idea that even at 30 or 40 pounds overweight, I felt just as bad as I do sometimes now when I gain a couple of pounds here and there. And it just sort of changes as you go, but we all have our own demons. We all have to work through this stuff. And I encourage you, the way that Dr. McDougall talks about this, get familiar, get cozy with your patterns, with your habits, with the things that you do. Admit them to yourself and try to fix them. I think that's the way to get around it. So that's just a little note for today. I will be back tomorrow with another video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video and all my other videos that you watch. That's the way to show me that you really appreciate what I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!